What is up, CrossFit Federal Way? Today is Saturday. I hope everyone has had a fantastic week. We've got a good WOD plan for you today to kind of round out your week of workouts and get you geared up for what's to come next week. So let's talk about it. Today we are going to start our WOD with a 1,000 meter row. We're then going to do 30 hang power snatch. Prescribed weight is going to be 95-65, 30 chest to bar pull-ups. Then we're going to decrease the row and the rep scheme here. We're going to row 750 meters, followed by 20 power snatch. So those will be taken from the ground. Prescribed weight is going to be 135-95, and then we will do 20 chest to bar pull-ups. Lastly, we're going to row 500 meters, followed by 10 squat snatch. So these ones, remember, you're going to be taking from the ground, and you're going to catch it in a squat. Prescribed weight is going to be 185-125. And last but not least, we're going to end it with 10 chest to bar pull-ups. Your score today is going to be the total time it takes you to complete the above. All right? So let's go over some movement standard. We'll go ahead and cover snatch first. As far as weight goes here, cover this first. Scaling these weights. I want you to choose something that you start with. Just because you can do this weight or this weight doesn't necessarily mean you should do 30 of them. So I want you to pick a weight that you can do, I would say at least 10 unbroken here. Start with that weight and then build here to your next weight. We do want to increase weight each time, even if it's only 10 pounds, I would prefer that you increase the weight, okay? Because that way you're going to get the same stimulus out of the workout. So, movement standards. We're going to start with that hang power snatch. Quickly here, I'm going to go over our grip. Remember, anytime we're snatching, we're using a hook grip, so our fingers are over our thumbs here. If you're ever in question as far as how to grip the bar or how wide your stance should be, I usually recommend people bend over, get that bar in that hip crease with those arms straight and stand up, and that's generally where you should be. Another tool would be to lift your legs, and as long as you're not hitting the bar, then you're in the right spot, okay? So for that hang snatch, you're gonna have two choices here. You can take it from the high hang, or you can take it from the low hang. I'll demonstrate from the hang first. So, starting this movement, you're gonna start with your glutes, posterior chain is completely active here. I'm pulling that bar in here to my legs. I'm gonna bring the bar to the hips, and catch it in that power position and stand it up. Remember, when we have that bar overhead, we want those arms locked out and those shoulders nice and active, okay? So, other option would be to take it from the high hang. This is what I prefer, but obviously this choice is up to you. Feet in the jumping position, same thing. I've got those shoulders back and down. My chest is nice and tall. I'm gonna do that shallow dip to get that explosion in my hips, and I'm gonna catch it in that quarter squat and stand up. Okay? Remember, anytime we're doing anything in a power position, we are catching it anywhere above parallel. Okay? All right. I'll put this down so I can wipe my hands here and re-grip the bar. Next thing that we're going to be doing is power snatch. So again, your weight is going to increase here, and we're going to be taking it from the ground. Our catching position is going to be the same, anywhere above parallel. I don't have any bumper plates here on this bar, so I'm going to be taking it from my mid-shin. Here, remember, when we start, we have those those shoulders slightly in front of the bar. Everything is active here. I am pulling the bar into myself. My knuckles are pointing down. I have my hook grip. From here, my shoulders and hips are going to rise at the same time. Then when I get back past those hips is when I'm going to explode, or past those knees, excuse me. So, remember, everything's rising at the same time here. I'm pulling my hips to the bar and catching it in that power position. All right. So that is our power snatch. Last but not least, we are going to do squat snatch. This is going to be your final movement. You're only doing 10 of them. So you're going to want to pick a weight that's going to be challenging but completely doable. Okay? You may be dropping it every time. More than likely you will be. So I want you to pick something that is not your 1 rep max per se, or anywhere near it, but pick something that you know you can do 10 of, even if you have to do them individually. All right. So last but not least, the only thing that's going to change here is we're going to catch that bar in a full squat. So I'm going to be the same setup as I did for my power snatch. From here, my hips and shoulders are going to rise at the same time. I bring my hips to the bar, and I'm getting under it nice and quick. I do not want you to be in a hurry to get out of the hole. A lot of times we land forward, or we land backwards. Make sure you're steady, and that's likely to save the snatch if something went wrong during the movement, okay? All right, so that covers all three of the snatches that we're doing. Rowing, I'm not gonna go over technique because we've really been driving that home lately. I'm out of breath. Last but not least, we're gonna talk about chest to bar pull-ups. So for these, if you're RXing the WOD, you have a couple of options. Obviously, you can do them strict, butterfly them, but the general rule of thumb here is you need to touch that chest anywhere below your collarbone, okay? So if chest to bar pull-ups is not in the cards for you today, we can sub out regular pull-ups. My next recommendation would be, you're welcome to use a band, but I feel like doing jumping chest to bar pull-ups is gonna get you a little bit closer to the movement. If you were to do those, we would get that bench under the bar. You're gonna start with your arms fully extended here at the bottom. So I'm gonna squat here. I'm gonna bring my head through the window, and when I come up, I'm gonna think about leaning back and touching my chest to the bar. All right? So that would be my recommendation for modifications for that movement. And I think that covers everything. So I hope you all have a good workout and enjoy the rest of your weekend.